Left tackle Cardinal Mooney.
It's been pretty fun, you know. I have some nice competition now, especially this year. Some big games coming up.
You mean who you're blocking against? You mean competition-wise?
Yes, competition.
Did you go against the number 4 against Cleveland
I
Heights?
did happen to block him a few times.
How'd it go?
I thought it went pretty well. He's much more of a pass rusher.
Yeah.
So running the ball definitely was the better decision there. Doesn't really give him too much of a chance to make a play.
That's what I interviewed him after the game for Bucknuts, and that's one of the things he said. He didn't really have a chance to rush the passer, and he was chasing a lot on the backside.
He was pretty good at tracking the ball though. Like if we were running one way, he'd be pretty good to get there to make a play on it.
And he sure looks the part, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He's a big boy.
Yeah, Kyle looks the part as well.
Yeah.
Things are going well for you, huh?
Yes, sir. They're doing pretty well right now.
Are you surprised at the success you're having? So, you're a junior and you seem to be nailing down that left tackle position pretty easily over there.
Not necessarily surprised. If you put in the work, you're going to get there eventually. It's just, you just got to work hard and get through it.
Is it translating into anything recruiting-wise for you yet at this point?
Yeah, I've been talking to quite a few schools as of now.
How's anybody in particular? Any offers? Any talks of offers at this point?
I've been hearing from Penn State, Boston College, and Pitt for the next 3, I think.
Are you a fan of the Buckeyes by chance?
I am a fan of the Buckeyes a little bit, yeah.
Heard nothing yet from them at all? Maybe that they're
Whenever
interested?
They stop by to say hi.
Okay.
Other than that, not really too much. With the college rules, can't talk to me until this year anyways. So.
It's like a dead period right now, right?
Yeah.
So you feel good about your future?
I feel pretty confident about my future. I feel like it's going well right now.
Is there and we'll get back to Mooney, but is there a conference, anything in particular that you like? Kentucky's in the SEC, Buckeyes are in the Big Ten.
Liking Ohio State, Big Ten is kind of like probably the most optimal landing spot, but any offers good for me. I don't really have a particular one that I really want.
Okay.
Obviously, some would be nicer than others, but.
Do you have ambition, though, for sure to play football in college?
Yes, sir.
That's where you're heading. Left tackle, offense.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Wherever I'm needed, but left tackle is where I'm looking at.
How's it to block with this guy under center?
It's great. It's great. I love having him back there. I love blocking for him.
Can he be the key to your season there?
He can be one of the keys. Being a team, we have multiple. Everyone needs to pitch in. He's a big player, but we need everyone in there.
How do you like your line? Are you guys tight? You guys a good relationship? Or what do you like best about your offensive line?
We're pretty experienced. We've played with each other for at least a year each now. So we're experienced. We know each other. We know everything there is, and it makes everything easier, communication and everything.
What do you like best about Cardinal Mooney? I know you had some issues, maybe going there or not going there, and you ended up there. And
yeah.
How do you like it?
I love it, honestly. There's opportunity everywhere, whether it's football or education, anything. It opens up everything for you.
Is it exciting to be around the Mooney people that you see? I saw you at the camp and stuff this year, and it's kind of neat to have the kind of support you get from your former players and coaches.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I love seeing everyone around, all the alumni. Just it gives you a sense of family and everything. You guys are all close together no matter what.
What do you think of Hoban coming up? I know they have a defensive end. I forget his name right now, but I've seen him play for the past 2 years now. Another challenge maybe for you or the offensive line. What are you thinking about their defense?
I'm thinking they're pretty tough, but I think we can get it done. We just gotta work on it, work on our plays, our schemes, all that stuff. Put it all together. We can do it. Just got physicality is a big one in this one, because I know their whole defense is really physical. We just got to bring it to them, and we'll be fine.
I was talking with Coach, and you guys, when you huddle up, you break on state championships. That's not just talk, right?
Right. That's what we shoot for, to become state champs every single year that we play. Every single game, that's what our goal is, to get better, to progress to that state championship.
I don't know, when you were little, did you dream of being Cardinal Mooney quarterback, or tell me about your background?
I was leaning more where my dad went to school.
Which?
In St. Thomas. He went to St. Thomas Aquinas in Florida.
Oh, wow.
I was leaning
with the
down,
Boza family. There.
Yeah, I was leaning looking to go down that way, and then my mom really didn't want to leave like Ohio with all of her families here, so I ended up at Boardman, and then I knew I wanted to go to one of the Catholic schools, either Ursuline or Mooney, and I shadowed at both, and Mooney just was a better fit for me. Everybody was cool, and it was just like I gelled better there. I felt like.
Were you and Michael friends back then? Before high school?
I
O'Hara?
knew of him a little bit, but like I didn't really know him until the
So
8th
you didn't
grade.
base your decision on.
Yeah, I didn't really know him until the 8th grade to like.
And plus, he went to CVCA his freshman year.
Yeah,
So
that's when I really like
Yeah.
started talking to him, was when he started like moving out of here to go to Akron.
were you thinking of Boardman at all?
No. I was always thinking one of the Catholic schools was cool.
And could you dream of the success that you're having now? I mean,
Yeah, it was definitely something that I could have dreamed about when I was younger. That I'd be like someone that like other people look up to, like a role model at school, a leader that people look up to, and I'm doing pretty well in the school and on the field.
is it just going to be football now, or are you going to play baseball again?
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing baseball too, as well. As
What do you
playing
like?
football.
Can you get a scholarship either sport?
I feel like I could possibly get a scholarship either sport, but as of right now, I'm really liking football a lot more than baseball.
What kind of interest are you getting at all? Anything?
I've talked to a couple schools. They're waiting for me to put out a highlight tape of my senior year, being that I'm switching from an outside linebacker position to a safety position. But I've been talking to a couple of bigger schools like Lafayette, UPenn, talked to Air Force, a couple schools like that.
So if you go for free, that's all that matters,
Yes,
right?
sir.
And now, are you considering any type of offer?
Yeah, any type of offer works for me right
Yeah?
now. Yes, sir.
But you want to play football though?
Yeah, I'd love to play football.
On defense?
Either side of the ball.
Would you play wide receiver?
I would play-
Anything?
yeah, I'd
Whatever.
play both.
So
Yeah,
you're,
whatever.
if somebody's interested in you, you're interested in what they have to say.
Yes, sir.
Good for you. And Kyle, best of luck to you as well. I mean, you know, you'll have your. I think this year open up more
Oh yeah.
opportunities for you, just being known. You know,
Yeah.
have you been to many camps at all for yourself?
No, I haven't had the chance to. I was a little banged up earlier in the summer, so I wouldn't have been 100% going into the camps. There wasn't a point.
So how important is it to you to by the end of the year to have a solid season and maybe have an opportunity to go to some big D1 college, whether it's Ohio State, Kentucky, whatever?
Yeah, I think it's pretty important. I'm confident in my abilities and what I can do, but as far as junior year goes, especially because it's like the big year normally.
Yeah.
Uh,
And now it's sophomore year, even. You know,
Yeah, and that's
the younger
sophomore-
you are, they're
sophomore years, yeah.
crazy
It's
now.
big too.
Yeah. Have you been to Ohio State at all for any games or anything like that?
Not yet. I went for a camp back freshman year, but other than that, I haven't really been down there for much.
So if they invited you to a game or two, you'd try to fit in your schedule?
I would definitely try to
Yeah.
play my schedule.
And you guys will be into sales in week 3.
Yes, sir.
Might as well hang around for the Oklahoma game.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
gonna
what I'm
try to
gonna
go catch the Oklahoma game.
That's what I'm going to do. I'll be
what I wanted to do,
I'll be at
yeah.
that game. I don't know if I'll be at your game week 3, but I'm one way or another. I might try to pull off that, go there and then go to Buckeye game for the opener at home.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you this season. What are you most anticipating for how it's going to end up for you guys?
I'm anticipating just like what we have in store, pretty much. What
As
people
long
like-
as you don't get hurt.
Yeah, as long as I'm not getting hurt, and nobody getting hurt. We can't have anybody.
Yeah,
who
you don't
gets
have a
hurt
lot of
this year.
depth.
Yeah.
Even
Our
on your
depth's-
offensive line.
Yeah, our
even.
depth's not that good this year. but,
Running back, not a lot
yeah,
of.
but as long as everybody stays healthy, and just pounds what they need to do, and just keeps on working and getting better every week, I think that we're gonna have a pretty great team this year.
Do you think, regardless of record, you'll have a good time playing Boardman in week 5?
Oh yes. That's always one of the better games to play in.
Nice atmosphere
Yes, sir.
and playing against your boy.
Yeah, I play against all my boys. I got a couple of them
Yeah?
going to school with all of them
Yeah?
a couple of years ago.
Well, good for you. Good start for your season. Best of luck to both you guys
Thank you.
in your future, and we'll probably have you back again before the end of the season to see how things are going, or in the playoffs. Mooney 8 titles. Got to build. You need another one. Haven't had one in a
Yes,
while.
sir.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Best of luck to you guys in
Thank
the
you.
future.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Yards After Contact with a special guest coming up next from Kelly's Bar on Mahoney Avenue in Youngstown, Ohio. And welcome back to Kelly's Bar for our final segment here with a new guest to the program. He was on it last year, but you might know him as the voice of high school football in the area, one of them anyway, 1390, the sports animal, and self-proclaimed face for radio, Ron Potesta.
No, it ain't self-proclaimed.
Welcome to
It's an absolute fact.
Welcome to the program, Ron.
There is no arguing here. You did not save the best for last. We'll just throw that out there right now.
Ron, I'm Ron's guest on Friday between 2 and 3 on his station, and we thought it'd be good to have his humor here on a regular basis. So he's going to give us a little bit about what he does on a weekly basis with the radio station and during the week with the radio as well. And week one, what'd you think, Ron? You had the Western Reserve Columbiana game on Thursday and South Range
Springfield on Saturday. Yeah, I thought Western Reserve and South Range both played really, really good football. Offensively, they were doing just about anything they wanted to do. I think with Western Reserve, they caught a really young team in Columbiana. So it was expected Western Reserve would win that game. I didn't think they were going to be this impressive in their victory. I mean, they were very solid offensively.
What did you like most about Western Reserve?
Western Reserve only gave Capabianco the ball 9 times.
Shocking.
I mean, and they were still able to put up a ton of points. And I think mainly because they've got a very unheralded quarterback in senior Dominic Velasquez. I think he doesn't get the respect that some of these other kids that we've been talking about have been getting. And I know we have an unbelievable junior class in this area with, Michael O'Horo from Boardman, the Wade kid from Girard, a couple of other
Poland,
kids, Costco from Poland,
Sherry from East Palestine.
Absolutely.
Those are the ones we talked about pretty
and
much.
we've talked about Mitch Davidson down in Salem,
Love
who had
him.
a fantastic
As
game
I
against
predicted,
Palestine.
I predicted
Absolutely.
Salem. You know that on the radio.
Sure. But this kid's been under the radar. He put
Yeah.
up some good numbers against Columbiana.
You know a little bit
Thursday.
about Western Reserve, and does he fit that line of quarterbacks that Andy Hake was talking about?
Absolutely, yeah. Now I don't think he's as athletic as Wyatt was.
Yeah,
But who is?
Yeah.
I mean, that was ridiculous for Division 6. But he gets the job done. He's going to manage the game. He's going to be able to hit the guys that are open. If you don't put any pressure on him, he'll kill you. I mean, he's a talented quarterback.
Now you know the lower division is a little bit better. Does Western
Sure.
Reserve? Do they have a legitimate chance, or is like Norwalk and teams like that too much down the road?
No, I think Western Reserve has a legitimate chance. I think they will have to go up against the Mogadors and some of these other teams, and I think Coach Hake knows that. That's why he's got South Range on the schedule. That's why he's put Steubenville Central Catholic on the schedule. Now, unfortunately, Columbiana was young this year. They had a lot of sophomores
Like
in
their
their
quarterback.
starting lineup. Yeah, sure. I mean,
Young
Cross is going to be a very nice quarterback, but he's a sophomore. A couple of kids. Chase Franken is one of his receivers. Really good kid, better pitcher than he is a football player, but a terrific athlete. I think Columbiana will be a much better team in a year or two.
Western Reserve, South Range. Where's your money at?
I'm not going to pick
Oh.
whoever wins
Oh, you're on the radio.
because I'm doing the game on the radio. But I will say, 4 quarters won't be enough.
You're talking overtime.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
I think these two. I think these two teams are so evenly matched. If you look at South Range and Western Reserve, they both have quality quarterbacks. Bazzacco from South Range, very good, much like Velasquez, can manage a game, don't turn the ball over, find his guys. You got 2 outstanding running backs, Remish from South Range, Capabianca from Western Reserve. You've got 2 really good get-after-it defenses. I think these are 2 incredibly even-matched clubs. I'll be very stunned if the winning team wins by more than a touchdown.
Well, and I hate to say this because I had Andy here and there's a couple of his players, but I'm going to go. Maybe this will be motivation for Western Reserve. I'm going to pick South Range to win this
Okay.
ball game.
All right.
I think they have.
I think you probably wouldn't be alone. I think, and this is kind
And
of.
I'm sure they're comfortable being the underdog.
I think this is kind of sick to say this. If there was a point spread in high school sports, which you seek help if you have that, but I think if there were, South Range would be favored in this game. Absolutely,
At least by a field goal.
at least 4 or 5. Yeah, 4 or 5 points.
And you're doing that game, obviously, as
Yes.
well. And what else is on your docket this week?
On News Radio 570 WKBN, Jim Evans, Todd Thorne, Bob Gavalier. They'll be in Akron for the Mooney-Hoban game.
Nice.
And that should be a really good game.
Yeah.
I thought Mooney did a great job against Cleveland Heights.
I do too.
And Akron-Hoban ran into arguably the best team in Ohio and Cleveland.
St.
St. Ignatius held to a field goal. You know Hoban's going to be a lot better this week.
I think I like Mooney's chances, though.
I do. I like Mooney's chances a lot. I think Cardinal Mooney has a solid team this year. We'll see what they can do against St. V's, Boardman later in the season, but I think they got a solid team.
Can we have a chance in D7 to repeat?
I think Kennedy's going to be a solid team in D7. I don't know if they're going to repeat, but I think that they're going to be a team that you'll have a hard time getting that state championship out of their hands. I think that they'll be there, but I don't know if they'll win it this year.
Who do you like?
Well, I think Western Reserve, and again, Friday's game will go a long way. If they can beat South Range,
A lot of points.
I think that Western Reserve is on their way. Now, unfortunately, Mogador's in their same region, but again, I think Western Reserve is strong enough that they could make a run. But we're going to find out just how good of a team this is when they play South Range Friday night. And I think South Range is a team in Division 5. I think South Range is going to be an outstanding team in D5, and they could be a threat to win their region, even though there's some pretty serious talent in D5 in that region.
Well, the winner's going to get a lot of help with points
Sure,
for,
gosh,
for
yeah.
the rest of the season.
Yeah, the winner's going to get a ton of computer points. Yeah.
Who else do you like? You've talked to some coaches and stuff in this area?
You know, I like what Boardman did against Youngstown East. Now, again, you know, Youngstown East is young, and they're going to be improved. I would not want to see Youngstown East at the end of the season. I think by the end of the year, Coach Morrow is going to have that team playing some pretty solid football.
They'll have growing pains. Though,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely. First half of the year, I would expect them to have a lot of growing pains, but man, the second half of the year, they're going to be a fun team to watch. But I like Boardman. They're going to get tested Friday night. Allen's a good football team. They survived Lakeview. We'll see what Boardman brings to the table against them.
Survived is the key word.
Yeah,
there.
absolutely, absolutely. You know, Lakeview played them really tough. So, and
I'm going to give Boardman the edge in that one.
I think Boardman should probably be the favorite in that game, and they're playing in Boardman, and I think Boardman to a man may be a little better than Allen. Yeah,
And your thoughts about Mooney and Hoban? They had a chance?
I think Mooney's got a legitimate chance to win this game.
I take him too.
Yeah,
I'm taking him.
I think Mooney has a legitimate chance, but it wouldn't surprise me if Hoban came out and won the ball game. Again, you played arguably the best team in the state of Ohio in week number 1. I mean, your caliber of competition, with no disrespect to Cardinal Mooney, your caliber of competition just went off the cliff. Because if you're playing the best in the state of Ohio, and now you're going to play another team that isn't on that level, okay, you're going to look better. So
They'll look better.
Hoban may surprise some people on Friday night, but I'm with you. I think Mooney is more than capable of beating them.
Ursuline, Fitch, any of those teams
You know,
do anything for you?
Ursuline should have beaten Benedictine in week number 1. They gave up too many big plays, and they just too many sloppy mental mistakes. And Coach Kemp is not one of those guys that will deal with those kind of mistakes. So I think that this team comes out, they play crisp in week number 2. I think they'll beat Youngstown East, and I do think Ursuline will be 5-5, 6-4. And the thing is, with that difficult schedule, they're going to get into the playoffs. And once that team gets into the playoffs, they're going to be a very dangerous club.
I think so as well. Fitch kind of took it on the chin against Hudson.
Yeah, Fitch is going to be an interesting team to watch. I don't know. I don't know the ceiling on this team, but I think that there's going to be nights where they're capable of taking care of business. They didn't look all that great on Friday night. Now, I don't know if that's because Hudson is a solid football team, or maybe Fitch just doesn't have the horses this year. I'm not quite sure yet. I'll be curious to see how their improvement is from week 1 to week 2.
Tell us about your show, radio show. Is it 12 to 3 now instead of 3 to 6? Is
12 to
that better?
3. You know, I got to be honest with you, Gary, and I told Keith Kennedy this. When they told me that Munch was coming on from 3 to 6, and I've known Munch for years, and I got nothing against him. I think he's a great guy, and I think he's a wonderful human being, and he's a much better human being.
And he loves
And
Cleveland
he
sports
loves
and
Cleveland
Northeast
sports.
Ohio. and
Absolutely.
High school and
But
Ohio State
I mean,
Buckeyes.
if you're in this business, you got to have a little bit of an ego. So my ego got a little bit of me, and I just said, look, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. I resigned myself to say, I don't want to do this crap anymore. You guys have screwed me out of my 3 to 6 spot. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'm out of here. And Keith was like, just trust me on this one. We're going to get you to do 12 to 3, Just trust me, things are going to be okay. He was right. It's 12-3 works better. And I'll tell you this, during football season, it really works better because I'm out of there about 3:30. I can go to the coaches' practices, get their interviews, get everything all set, ready to go. So my Friday night broadcasts are going to sound, well, they're not going to sound great because, I mean, seriously, no, me on the air, no, not great. If you look up the word
You need to
mediocre,
take some selfies during your
if-
broadcast.
no, God, no. If you look at the word mediocre, that's my picture next to the word mediocre. But it makes it sound better. It really does. So I have a good time, noon to 3, on the Sports Animal 1390. Fall lineup is cool. I got you on every Friday from 2 to 3. I've got Ed Puskas and Dana Balish on every Tuesday. Ed calls in the 1 o'clock hour. Dana calls in the 2 o'clock hour. Doug Chapin from the Tribune Chronicle calls in the 1 o'clock hour on Wednesday. Ryan Allison calls in the 2 o'clock hour from TV 27. I get him on Wednesday. Brian Driscoll from Blue and Gold Illustrated. We're going to talk some Notre Dame. Irish Mike isn't able to do his show
a teacher.
because he's a teacher. So I've got Brian Driscoll from Blue and Gold, and he's one of the best to cover Notre Dame in South Bend. So I got him on from 1:15 to 1:45. Thursdays at 2:15. Joe and Uncle Jimmy. If you're a gambling degenerate like I am, Joe and Uncle Jimmy have the picks against the spread, and we'll have some fun with that. Thursdays from 2:15 to 3 o'clock. Mondays, I've got Munch calling in right after 2 o'clock, and Bob Hannon, the voice of the Penguins, calls in at 1 o'clock. And I can't forget Chad, because Chad Krispinski calls in 1 o'clock after Fox Sports on Fridays, and we basically let him tell everyone where the game of the week is going to be held, and it's all good.
Is he selling T-shirts yet?
He should. He's a TV guy. He doesn't have an ugly face like we do. So,
Like we?
Well, I mean,
Thank you.
seriously, we're all radio people. I mean, we're in radio for a reason. I got more chins than a Chinese phone book here, for crying out loud. No, he ought to have a shirt. And if there was a way that you could have the shirt talk, you should have Krispinski's voice go, "Game of the week." It would sell out like hotcakes. It really would.
Now I know you have a love for the Penguins. Real quick, give us a little buffer on your expectations with them.
I don't know what to expect from this team. I think they're going to be okay. Offensively, I think they're going to be fine. I think defensively, it's going to be tough replacing guys like Rivers and Moss. I mean, you're talking 2 National Football League caliber players that they're replacing. So, I think defensively they're going to be hurt for a while. I think the offense had better carry this team. I don't know what they do against Pitt. I'd like to see them pull off the upset. Is it likely? No. It's not likely. But I think that they can win their 2 non-conference games, take the week off, and let's play the Missouri Valley Football Conference. Now, here's the thing. South Dakota State to open up. Oh, hello. That's nice. The second best team according to the coaches and the media members. And then you've got a pretty good team in between they and North Dakota State. So the 2 of the first 3 games, you've got the top 2 teams in your league. So Youngstown State, I mean, they've got a easier schedule in the back half, but man, that front half is just loaded. And Northern Iowa's in there as well. Illinois State is in there. Just a horrible beginning to the Missouri Valley Football Conference schedule. But I think this team could win 8 games, and that's good enough to get into the playoffs.
Back to the championship?
If they get hot, sure. Honestly, with what I'm seeing right now, probably not. But I think a trip to the playoffs, and if they can get hot in the playoffs, anything can happen.
Let me ask you real quick. Give me the Reader's Digest version of your thoughts on our Buckeyes this season.
11-1, and they get to the Final Four. And like I said, you get to the Final Four, all you need to do is win 2 games and just go from there. Is there a chance they go 12-0? Absolutely. I mean, I think they stubbed their toe against Oklahoma, but if they get past Oklahoma, Gary, I think this team can go 12-0, and if they're 12-0, they're the number 1
13-0.
seed. 13-0, they'll win the Big Ten. Now don't be surprised, and I know my surprise team in the Big Ten is Northwestern, coming out of the Big Ten West. Don't be surprised if Ohio State plays them in the Big Ten championship game. I mean, they'll steamroll them, but don't be surprised if they play them.
So does Ohio State get to the final matchup?
Depends on who they play.
Okay.
I think that the two best teams right now are Alabama and Ohio State. But I also think USC is going to be heard from. And I want to see what Florida State does against Alabama. My top four is Alabama, Ohio State, USC, and Florida State. But Florida State and Alabama play each other this
Week one,
Saturday,
right?
right off the bat.
If they got enough time to recover.
Now, if they stub their toe,
They'll
whoever
lose it.
loses that game, you better not stub your toe again, or
Yeah,
your
you're done.
chances of getting into the playoffs are done. So it's going to be interesting to see who winds up winning that ball game Saturday night.
Great. High school this weekend. What are you already up to this weekend?
I got the South Range Western Reserve game Friday night, 6:30 airtime on the Sports Animal 1390. Jim Evans, Todd Thorne, Bob Gavalier will be in Akron for the Mooney Hoban game, 6:30 airtime on News Radio 570 WKBN.
Nothing on Saturday?
No high school football on Saturday. We will have the YSU Pitt game, 12 noon airtime on News Radio 570 WKBN. I will be doing the fifth quarter show from the studios of 570 WKBN after Bob and Chris's Jibber Jabber Fest is over with.
So you excited for this season coming up here?
Oh,
We're
gosh, yeah.
here. School started.
Absolutely. Although, I mean,
Although week
with this-
one, we failed to mention Lowville and Latonia ball game.
well, I don't want to talk about it. Now you're going to get me started into how horrible my alma mater and the fan base is, and I don't want to go there anymore. I already spoke my piece on Monday. No more.
No more spaghetti bowl.
No, I'm just saying. I said my piece. When you only have a third of your fans filled, shame on you. I don't put this on the players. I don't put this on Haiti. I don't put this on the coaches. When a third of your people show up and you get your butts kicked 41-0, and you walk into that place and there's no pulse, and I'm like, okay, I graduated from this place 35 years ago, and we won, and our crowds were big, and our fan base was rabid, and Bear Pride was all over the village. Bear Pride today is just two words that don't mean squat in Latonia, and that bothers me as a Bear. That bothers me.
And our producer over here is a
I know.
Latonia guy.
Absolutely he is. And he sees it firsthand. I mean, if I saw it firsthand, I'd be punching a lot of people in the throat, for Christ's sake.
How do you really feel, Ron?
I'm sorry. Now, see, you got me started on this. Dang you, Gary House, too.
So
Terrible.
So who's in the playoffs? Real quick, give us anybody? Any going to go to the finals?
What, in high school?
Yeah.
We'll have, I'm going to say 13 teams go to the playoffs.
Okay.
I don't know if we'll get anyone in the finals. Let me let that marinate for a few
Nobody
weeks.
expected Kennedy last year.
That's true. They made a magical run in D7, and that defense was ridiculous.
Good for Jeff Beck.
Oh, yeah.
He'll
Good
be
for
here
him.
coming up in the
Yeah,
in
they were
Illinois week.
that defense was ridiculous last year. So let's marinate on that for a couple of weeks before we say anything.
Now, Ron, when people see you on Facebook, what's going to be the reaction?
Well, blind people are going to love me. I could just say that. I'm blind chicks absolutely love me. That's and why not? I've got a great voice. But then most people that hear me on the radio go, God, you must be a really good-looking person. I said, oh, are you in for a really rude awakening, horribly rude awakening? So yeah, when they look at me the first time, get a paper bag over that. Yeah, I know.
Well,
It is what it is.
world, get ready. If you're watching this now, obviously you can
Yeah.
see the man for yourself.
Hide your eyes. No, hide your eyes. Oh God, put a bag over this man. No.
And we need some kind of a who are you gonna when you give somebody else's voice, give us one of your best impersonation. That's what I'm
You
looking
want an
for.
impersonation?
Yeah, one thing.
Hang on a second. Let me see what we can do.
I'm
You
putting you
know-
on the spot here.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather. He just fought a freaking MMA fighter. Howard Cosell here saying Floyd Mayweather is overrated.
That was a sham of a fight, wasn't it?
It was a sham of a fight. If he wanted to step in the ring, he should have stepped in the ring with Sugar Ray Leonard. And that's the way it is. Back to you, Dandy Don.
Well, thanks, Howard, for showing up here tonight. Appreciate it.
You know, I could have done Myron Cope. You would have walked out of here, though. You know, being that you're a
give us a
Cleveland
little.
guy.
Give us a little.
Hi, yoy, and double yoy. We're with Gary House-tube. Ha.
That's Ron Potesta. I'm his guest on Fridays between 2 and 3 on 1390, the Sports
And
Animal.
we'll have a little bit of fun on Fridays from 2 to 3 with Gary House-tube.
That's
All right,
why
no
he's on
more.
radio,
That's
folks.
it. That's why I'm on the
He's
radio.
right where he belongs.
Yeah, that's why I'm on the radio.
Ron Potesta, WNIO 1390 Sports Animal. Check him out between 12 and 3 every day of the week, and I'm sure you hear a little about our show on his show, and things go like that as we proceed throughout the season. Look forward to having Ron's comments and his impersonations here on a regular basis.
Don't put any pressure on me or anything like that. Yeah, that's great.
Thanks for coming down.
Appreciate
tonight.
it, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
Anytime.
We'll be back with our final segment of Yards After Contact from Kelly's Bar in Youngstown, Ohio.
This is the late Walter Cronkite reminding you to tune in every Monday through Friday from noon to 3 on the Sports Animal 1390 for Ron Potesta and Sports Rap. He's a moron and you should listen to him. And that's